right, welcome back to Slip Joint Display. Today we are looking at a Great Eastern Cutlery 86 in smooth yellow rose bone. This is knife number 862123. Let's get into the model. So in 2023, Great Eastern Cutlery released the 86s. It was a re-release that year. I bought everything on release that I could because I knew that anything that I didn't buy, I would just spend the next year or so chasing. There was 4 models that came out on the regular production release that year, and the yellow rose was one of them. There was also the Bacote wood, marrowbone, and a red micarta. So the yellow rose bone is Northfield trim. So what you're talking about is a mirror polished blade, cut swedge, long pole, fluted bolsters. The knife is a Barlow, so elongated bolsters, yellow rose bone handle, and rose shield. Northfield trim, but here's your tube. So because it's a yellow rose, it's a little bit different on the tube than your standard Northfield. It's your yellow rose in front of Texas and genuine North American cattle bone. Nothing on the back. Here's your pin to go along with the knife. Yellow rose and the state of Texas behind it. So this 86 is a full-size single blade spear point Barlow, so I guess sleeve board pattern. Yeah, this is good stuff. They did really good on these. Really good action. Nice profile of the knife. Really nothing to complain about with these 86s. They were phenomenal. Just a complete home run. This was the first yellow rose that I bought. Yellow is not really my thing, but you know, with this 86, one, I didn't want to pass on an 86, and two, it was something different, and I figured I would get it and see what I thought. As far as the yellow rose models are concerned, you know, this isn't the first time that Great Eastern Cutlery has done a yellow rose. The first release of a yellow rose was in 2009. And that was on a 73, I believe. They've done releases on yellow roses almost every year. There's been a few years they haven't, but most years, and it's shown up on 18 different patterns at least. Varying production numbers, you know, from one year to the next. I read that there was one year the production numbers were as low as 4. So, and I don't remember what model that was on, but you're talking about one knife, there was only 4 yellow rose models that came out. So anybody that says they've got a full collection of yellow roses, you got to understand how rare that is. I mean, there could only possibly be 4 of them out there in the wild. So, but they've also, I mean, they've done them on locking and non-locking knives. I think a couple of the yellow roses were SFOs, but the rest were regular production runs. I might be wrong on that, but I believe that's what it is. But they're interesting. I mean, it's an interesting knife and an interesting choice. Let's see if we can see the billboard on this. Maybe you can pick that up a little bit. It's yellow rose with the state of Texas behind it. Very similar to this pin. Yellow rose, rose in the middle, and the state of Texas. You know, I'm not sure where they're going with this, but what it reminds me of, what it makes me think of is the legend of the yellow rose of Texas. And that story is about a woman named Emily West. Emily West was a black slave who was freed, and in being freed, she signed a contract to work for a Colonel Morgan as a housekeeper. They were in Texas, I think it was 1835, and as the legend goes, they were in Texas, and there was a Mexican general named Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna who was marching into Texas, or toward Texas. Texas was fighting for its independence. And Emily West and some other people were captured by this general. as the story goes, Emily West was able to get word to General Houston, who was the general on the American side, about the location of these Mexican troops. The other thing is she, as the story goes, she kept General Santa Anna distracted in his tent while General Houston and his troops conducted a surprise attack. It took the Americans 18 minutes to take victory in that battle. That's what I've read. After that, I think that was in 1836, and in 1837, she asked for a passport to go back to New York, I believe, and it was granted to her. Now, I don't know if that story is historically accurate. That's debatable, but that's what this makes me think of. And I also don't know if that's where Great Eastern Cutlery is going with this, but you are talking about a yellow rose with the state of Texas behind it. So that's what made it, that's what came to mind when I was looking at all this. At any rate, the knife is really good. The yellow is very bright, and it's not a rotten banana bone. This was a little bit cleaner when I got it. I carry this rough and allowed it to patina heavy, and didn't fight the handle, the bone getting dirty. And you've got little marks, detents, and everything in the wood, and that they've taken on dirt and stain, and I've really allowed that to happen. I really haven't fought it at all. This discoloration has always been there, and I mean, some of these marks in the wood have always been there, and some of them have picked up over time through me carrying it. But the bone is beautiful. You can see all the little marks in the bone. So as I've carried this thing and been rough with it, and it's picked up dirt and everything, to me that just adds character. I like the look of it. The rose shield is interesting. I believe it's common on the yellow rose models. I'm not sure if it's on all of them, but it's on a handful that I've looked at. And interestingly, I don't see the rose shield on Great Eastern Cutlery's website. I'm not sure why. Like I said, this knife is taken on heavy patina. See if we can get a better look at that here. Yeah. Just layers of patina on this thing. And the edge on this is really good. I wonder how well that's picking up on camera. Nice mirror polished edge. Anyway, I like the way the 86 is sharpened. This, the spear points and the clip points, but yeah, look at that. That's a beautiful thing. What a great model. The Barlow aspect to it. It's nice, strong action, good size knife. It's got a great profile to it. 86s are my favorite pattern. Let's have a quick look around. So, just under 3-inch blade, maybe 2 3/4 cutting, and just over 3-inch total. And handle, you're talking 3 3/4, something like that. Not quite flush at half, but close. Not that anyone cares about that. I wonder what we got going on here. This thing is pretty good. bit of light coming through there, a couple grains of sand, but that's it. These were well made. A lot of people were excited about these yellow roses. I remember Duty's Daggers did a review. He may have been the first. He was early with it, and it was a good review. And I was happy to see, I mean, not only him doing a Great Eastern Cutlery, but him doing an 86. You know, I was excited about that. They did a great job with this knife. Let's look. Certainly no gapping you can see from the outside. Follows around good, straight down the middle. Nice brass bolsters. Transitions aren't perfect, but it is bone. Bone can swell and shrink, so maybe that's what we're talking about. Pins look good, some flush, some sunk. And this guy's had a lot of pocket time. I mean, just the patina alone. You know, it's on there in layers. But when I got it, it was pretty. You know, again, it wasn't like the rotten banana bone. So I wanted to put some miles on this and let it show the mileage that it had. I think that's a better look for it than just the straight yellow. That's just me. But I like this knife. I think they did a good job with it, and I think it's a classic 86. There was a lot of competition that year in 86s. I mean, the Bacote woods were amazing. Those first river towns, just no doubt about it. But the fact that the same run also had marrowbones and the yellow rose, you know, you're talking about a run that's swinging a big stick. And they did it well, and the action is good. You know, it's just, what a great run this was. I wanted to bring it out. I wanted to show it to you folks, have some discussion. What is your experience with the 86 yellow roses? Is it one that you've always wanted? Is it one you had and got rid of and regretted? Or one that you're chasing? Is it a grail? Get down in the comments, let us know, and I'll see you guys on the next video.